Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Hugo and today we're going to see what's going to be the best stocks for this week. We're going to do a market analysis on the Bitcoin and also on my portfolio, so stay around. Before we start the video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Only 6.2% of my viewers are subscribers, so don't forget to smash that button. So let's get back to the video. So for this week we're going to have two quite similar stocks. One is the PAGP and the PAA, which is the Plains GP Holding LP. Both companies I have on my portfolio, but they have different stocks, and that's why I've brought it in, and they have also different dividend yields. The ticker PAGP, they have a dividend yield of 5.96%. They pay quarterly January, April, July, and October. They are undervalued in 87%, which the one that you're going to see not in a few minutes are less undervalued than this one, but around almost 20%. And the ex-dividend date for this one is 28th of October, so we still have time to buy it. The financial health, it's a B. They have around 5 billion in terms of assets and around 6 billion in terms of liabilities. That's why it's a B, but it's a billion of difference between assets and liabilities, and I think it's not too much of a difference, but still a B. The market sentiment, we have a buy, and the future growth, it's 33.1%. Bear in mind that the energy sector went up quite a lot in the past few weeks due to the crude price increase. So therefore, all the stocks that are in the energy sector had also that increase. The ticker PPA, as I mentioned before, is exactly the same company, but one is the holding and one it has the pipeline. So this one has a different dividend yield. So it's a lower dividend yield, which is a 6.43%. They pay quarterly as well, but are less undervalued than the other one, which is 57.1%. The ex-dividend date is on 28th of October, exactly as the same as the other one. Financial health is exactly the same thing because it's the same company, and the future growth is 41.3% comparing to the other one, which have more future growth. Which one you should be going depends on what you feel more comfortable. One company has lower market cap than the other one, so I do think that you should go for a higher market cap, which will bring you more security in terms of stock fluctuation. The ticker AM Antero Midstream Corp, it's another stock that we have on the oil and gas storage industry. On the sector of energy, they have a dividend yield of 7.93%. They are quite higher than the other one. And they pay quarterly January, April, July, and October. They are undervalued 35.6%. The ex-dividend is in 27 of this month, and they have a financial health of a B. So in terms of assets, they have around 92 million, and in terms of liability, around 117 million. So we have a difference around 20 million between assets and liabilities. Not much, but there's still a difference. Therefore, I've put it the financial health as a B. In terms of the market sentiment, we have a strong buy, and the future growth is around 8%, which is quite good. Having in consideration as well the high dividend yield and being undervalued 35%. Bear in mind they increased a lot during this past month. They still are a good value to have on your portfolio. If you don't have any of those stocks, this could be one of the stocks that you should be going for. Other stocks that we have for this week, I already mentioned these stocks in my previous videos, and you can have a look into it. All these are paying monthly, and every single month they are mentioned on my video, so that's why I'm not referring this again in terms of detail. So AGNC Investment Corp, they have a dividend yield of 8.68%, and this is one of the stocks that I have on my portfolio, which has one of the highest dividend yields, with the ex-dividend date on the 28th of October. You have PSEC, Prospect Capital Corp, with a dividend yield of 8.64%, and with the ex-dividend date on the 27th of October. I already mentioned this in one of my previous videos, although I didn't bought because of the financial health wasn't quite good, and in terms of the future growth wasn't quite good as well, but I recommend you to have a look into one of those videos. The ticker EPD, Enterprise Products Partner, they have a dividend yield of 7.36%. The ex-dividend date is on the 28th of October. Comparing this stock to the PSEC, I think this is a better value than PSEC, but again, I recommend you to see one of my videos. And one of my favorite stocks, which is Main Street Capital, they have a dividend yield of 5.82%, and the ex-dividend date is going to be on the 28th of October. The ticker EPR or EPR Properties, they have a dividend yield of 5.75%, and the ex-dividend date is going to be on the 28th of October. Okay, so now let's have a look into the market and to the Bitcoin. In terms of the SP500, we're going to have a rise of around 2.27%. We have some longs around here, the $4,490, around this average around here. A lot of movement around this first level of resistance, but we still are targeting for the resistance at the $4,588. In terms of the extension, we may go for the $4,635, but this is with a really good optimistic view. In terms of the alternative scenario, we may have a look around below the $4,490. For further downside, we may go for the support around the 4,447 or even the 4,396 if really something goes wrong, which in my perspective I don't think so. Although the RSI, we are quite below the average of the 9 days average, so I do think we have the tendency to go up on this during this week. So I do think we still have a bullish market for the next week. In terms of the Bitcoin, we may see a fall around the 2,427 pips or 3,570 pips, which was exactly the same increase that we had the past week, from the 60,000 to the 66,000. Although we still have here some resistance at the 62,000 and the pivot around the 66,000. If we may go up around this value, it's uncertain due to the fact that MACD is now falling bear trends. In terms of our alternative scenario, we're going to have an upside breakdown around the 66,388. We would call for the 68,340 to be more conservative. The RSI are below the 50, where the MACD is negative, and below the signal line. The configurations is negative. However, the price is trading below the 20s and the 50s periods moving average. So, and this is the analysis for this week. Once again, if you like more this type of analysis, let me know on the comments. So if you want to copy all my trades, you can do it by go to eToro and search my nickname, Kenites, in eToro, and you can start copying all my open orders, which is what I recommend for around 1,000, which is the minimum that I recommend. But you can start the investment with the 500. So in terms of portfolio performance, the US market had increased around 3.8%. My portfolio had increased around 2.5%. The portfolio had a slightly decrease regarding the US market moving average because of the Bitcoin went down a bit, around 5% during the last 2 days. In terms of profit and loss, we have around 15%, and in the last 12 months return, we have around 40%. The top gainers for this week, we had the AIG with 1.71%, Unilever with 1.18%, Intel with the increase of 0.57%, Microsoft with increase of 0.52%, and Main Capital with increase of 0.48%. In terms of the top losers, as I mentioned before, Bitcoin, we had a decrease of around 5.12%, Energy Transfer with a decrease of 2.45%, British Petroleum with a decrease of 2.4%, the ETF AMZI with a decrease of 1.69%, and other with a decrease of 1.46%. In terms of other performance indicators, we still have the payments of QYLD. We didn't have new acquisitions. We still have open orders on the AT&T, Intel, and Com, which Com is still went down a lot, around 16% on my portfolio. Doesn't have too much of impact because it represents around 0.8% of my entire portfolio, which is almost nothing. In terms of close orders, we still have Ava with a profit of 6.59%, and in terms of averaging, we've done during this week Unilever and QYLD. The top payers is still AMZA. The top dividend yield is still QYLD with 11.8%. The portfolio is still undervalued, 47.8%. We have a slightest decrease in terms of the portfolio and the undervalued, and also the future growth. because of the increase of the stocks. So therefore, usually when the stocks increase, the portfolio undervalue decreases, and as well the future growth as well decreases. So we had around almost 1% on each, on the undervalue and on the future growth, with around 7.3%. In terms of the stocks with a high volatility, is still Main and Unilever. So if you are seeing this spreadsheet for the first time, here is where you can put the value of the total investment that you're going to put. Although I didn't update this yet because I'm recording this at Friday before the market close, so I still don't have the final values. I'll probably update during the weekend. So we have the payments of IMZA, as I mentioned before, and here you can see as well how much you're going to receive in terms of average per month, and in terms of the portfolio exposure for the different markets and balance that I have on my portfolio. This graph also gives you a view of what are the stocks, growth stocks, and what are the stocks that give you dividends. So around 75% of my entire portfolio gives you dividends, and 25% are invested in growth stocks. This is a complement of the information that you can get on eToro. Once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed these tips. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like. And if you like more this new view of data, please let me know on the comments, and anything that you need help as well, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to respond as soon as possible. Once again, thank you, cheers, and see you next week.